Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. I would like to read on the economy over the next 6 months because I've read on the economy and not published it because, my gosh, that reading was everywhere. That's a big question. So let's ask about the next 6 months, the economy. Yes, let's ask about the U.S. All right, because we have pandemic, and we seem to understand that in the next 6 months, we're still going to be dealing with this. We have some folks, eviction moratorium is expiring. Of course, we don't know what protections or helps will be passed in the next iteration of the CARES Act that they're working on right now. So, but that's a separate issue. Oh, I should do a reading on that too. Okay, let's quick start with the CARES Act. Then we're doing the next 6 months. The next iteration of the CARES Act, what does it look like? Oh boy, tower. Okay, so what? Well, that's the pandemic, but I think my reaction to this card right away was it's going to really change things. There's going to be some things in there. It's sort of like the message will indeed be, yes, there's help here, but not for long. Okay. The challenge will be the 9 of Swords, not to worry, instead to follow our intuition. Root of the matter, death. Yeah. You know, people are dying with this pandemic. Some things have to end. But I feel like root of the matter is also going to be, like I said, some helps will be given an expiration date. I don't know that they'll end. Some things I feel like will be extended but then given an expiration date, like, okay, this is planned for when it will expire, that kind of thing. And unemployment, I think, well, the $600 bonus every week is certainly going to end. Yeah, I think that unemployment is going to look more like standard unemployment. And then we have the Empress in the past, new beginning, pregnant with possibilities with this CARES Act, the King of Wands. So up above, oh, they are thinking about Biden and male Democratic leadership. They are thinking about what is being said. They are thinking about election season. They are thinking, okay, well, so that works in our favor in this one. There is help in this one too for most Americans because they don't want the sound bites refusing to help with this. They don't want to look too bad. All right. They don't want the sound bites in the ads with Biden saying one thing and then them saying another, or their Democratic counterparts saying one thing and the Republicans saying another. So that even the Republican-led Senate will be more generous than they otherwise would be because of what maybe Democrats are saying. 2 of Wands in the immediate future. Weighing their options. Oh, they're still going to be working on this for a while. That means you guys. So don't expect to hear an announcement Monday. They're still weighing their options. The 2 parties are still duking it out. So this will be a little while. So that means that some changes will just happen. Some things will just revert back. They would rather not have big announcements that unemployment is going to sort of revert back to standard unemployment. They'd rather not have, although there will be some politician explaining that. And I do feel like Mitch McConnell's going to have to explain some things. That's not going to serve him well. Coronavirus, sickness, illness. There will be more of a focus in this CARES Act on helping to stop and stem the pandemic, help for testing, help for all those things. Home environment, they want to get people to work. That's going to be huge. 8 of Coins. Yes. And the 5 of Cups for the hopes and fears. There's some regrets. There's some fighting about this was done wrong, that was done wrong. We're not going to do this again. That didn't, da, 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 da. You know, there's some of that. And then they get more conservative then as a result of that. Page of Coins for outcome. Yeah, there's money coming to American families. Yes, there is, but not necessarily a lot, right? It's a beginning. 7, there's still sneakiness. And the Queen of Coins, that donor that I keep seeing. Female. Donates to, I still think it, like Betsy DeVos is instrumental in this. I really do. Donates to have influence. Betsy DeVos and Associated or something. And yeah, there's a lot of hidden agenda in this CARES Act as well. If we were to pick it apart, we would see lots of the same, still a lot of money going to corporations that then don't pay us don't pay taxes into the system. Still a lot of that nonsense. Yeah, so we will see more of that. I feel so frustrated sometimes because, of course, under this administration, that's what we will see. But they are going to do some things for the American public, specifically things that help them get back to work. And maybe that would be a back to work bonus. Back to work. Well, they're going to help childcare providers, childcare providers, childcare options. There's going to be some funding for that, I think. I just don't feel like that's going to go straight to the people, though. I think that's going to go to the businesses. And that is so that there will be something for schools, I'm hearing, that will help them open up more safely. Some money specifically for that, logistical, changes, maybe structural changes that will help. Okay, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing, yeah, I do think there will be a check to Americans, most Americans, almost all. But that's another one-time dealie. What else am I? But yes, help for corporations, that's for sure. And it's not going to be 1 trillion. It'll be, the price tag for this will be greater than that. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing about that. Now let's look at economy for the next 6 months. And yes, money for testing, money to try to get the pandemic under control. So that'll be good. All right, next 6 months. Oh, and money for the drug companies, of course, to develop we love giving money to drug companies in the U.S., apparently. All right, whether they have a great candidate for a vaccine or not. Okay. So 6 months. What about August? Okay, well, we're all sort of battle weary, and we are looking then at how this CARES Act plays out with some suspicion and some trepidation. And let's see what we have here. And we're guarded. We're embattled. And we have the King of Swords for September. So I feel like that is the cutting away of some of those programs. I do feel like we are going to get some expiration dates to some things. Maybe we'll get a short extension to some things, but expiration dates too. That could be the PPP program. That could be, unemployment at full unemployment. That could be, okay, now we're going back to standard. There will be some of that. There will be some planning that is just sort of like, okay, that's that. I feel like the stock market, however, is still kind of propped up because of the money given to the corporations, the Fed's pumping money in. Okay, October, Queen of Wands. Okay, but now we're in the month before the election. And campaigning is going full bore. And we have rising female and rising Democratic political energy promising a lot. So that is not the time. So that means that Oh, everybody's going to try to make the economy look as good as possible and the future look as good as possible and promise a lot. So that actually, I do feel like that concerns big business though, because they're hearing, oh, more for the American people, huh? Less for us. I mean, they're hearing a lot of ads that are against big business getting huge bailouts. They're hearing things like that. Okay, so the advertising is very strong. A lot's going on there. And I feel like such volatility in the economy in October. Such volatility in the stock market. We're getting numbers in. Here's that king, too. We're getting numbers in September about just how bad. I don't even know where the quarters, where the jobs reports come in and all that, but we're getting numbers in September that are not encouraging, and into October that are not encouraging. They're not good. We're having more people, defaulting on loans. There's just a lot of numbers like that. Not good. Then there are a lot of promises made in October that makes everybody a little more hopeful. November, and by both sides, by the way, not just the Democrats. In November, we have regrets. We have disappointments. We have looking back at how this was mismanaged and how much it's costing us. Yeah, we just have, I feel like we're going to hear stuff about austerity measures here in September. And that usually is a bunch of BS because there's so much money, so many tax cuts and tax breaks given to the extremely wealthy in this country. But we're going to hear about austerity measures. 5 of Cups. It's going to be like, yeah, well, the pandemic was mismanaged and now we have to deal with economic troubles. I see a gradual, sort of letting the American public know they're not going to do much more for you. Yeah. So I do see troubles there. December, though. Queen of Coins. Well, that's some financial stability. I don't think, I think we just keep moving along. I think the next 6 months are worse for the economy than the previous 6 months have been. But that Queen of Coins is sort of like ending the year. Maybe as people look at the balances, look at where we're at, there's a sort of, okay, we're stable, we're all right, we're going to get through this pandemic, we're not going to be destroyed financially, we're not gonna, I do get that sense, and I have gotten that sense that there's going to be a sense of, it's not the pandemic that causes the economic downturn that we're going to be seeing. Like we feel like we've weathered the pandemic and things are going to be all right. But I also I see this very gradual lowering of the economy after the pandemic is sort of under control, after there's perhaps a vaccine, but it's definitely under control. I feel like by the time there's a vaccine, it will be mostly under control anyway. So then after that, there's a gradually down. Still volatility, but the, overall line. Gradually down for another year, maybe 2. That's how I feel like that I've seen that. So, but nothing super sudden, nothing super sudden. And more social programs will be coming in then. They'll have to. The American public will demand them. I do see more social programs coming in then, though, which is really going to be helpful. It just has to happen, kind of thing. All right. Well, I'm going to ask for clarifiers on some of these. Okay. We got the 9 of Wands. Page of Swords. Oh, yeah. That doesn't help, does it now? So we're in this next month, in August, we feel embattled. We feel battle weary. Watch the headlines, though, because they can make you feel even worse. You know, because sometimes we're given headlines to grab our attention and like, the sky is falling, you know, and they're just to grab our attention. They're not well thought out. They're not well planned out. They're not talking about a well thought out, deliberate kind of analysis. So be careful about that. We're also sick of the headlines in September. Okay. 3 of Coins for the King. Yeah, there's some backroom dealing there. There's some, like I said, we're going to hear about austerity measures, and the American public just needs to accept that kind of thing. But then it feels like they changed their tune in October, because that's before elections. And they're saying, oh no, there'll be money. We have new opportunities. Things are going to be good. Okay. And then the 9 of Coins for the 5 of Cups. Interesting. The disparity there. So there's regrets with how the pandemic is handled, but yet those who are very wealthy will continue to do just fine in November. Okay. And Knight of Cups. We got some, yeah, that's manipulation. The Queen of Coins. So yeah, like we get through the worst of it perhaps and start to feel like we're going to get this thing under control. And there's some manipulation in that, though, because we still have that great disparity in how different income levels are experiencing the pandemic and the economic fallout. So there's some manipulation in that. All right. So Spirit, however, this can be very discouraging. And Spirit, what would you tell us as individuals? I'm going to ask everybody out there to ask their own intuition, whatever it is you believe in. I want you to ask internally, help in interpreting the cards that I'm going to pull now for your particular situation. Because Spirit has told me time and again that just because there are some global or nationwide trends that are going to be happening doesn't mean that we have to experience it that way. Doesn't mean we have to go with that. Because we are understanding intuition, and we can be sort of led through some difficult times doing well. You know, we could do fine, just fine, even better than fine. Spirit might be even telling you, hey, yeah, this is going to be tough for some people, but frankly, I've got a better plan for you, you know, frankly, because, you know, there are people who are actually making more money during this or doing quite well. So, okay, Spirit. So now listen to your intuition as we pull these cards. Individual advice. A little bit of good news, a good message. All right. So Spirit is saying, when you feel that good message, when you feel that hopefulness, when you feel like, okay, but I feel like I've heard that we're going to be just fine, or I feel like I've heard, actually, I'm coming into a time in my career where I'll be making more, or if we feel like we've heard some positives, listen to it. Listen to it. 8 of Coins. There's nothing wrong with learning something new that increases our security. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. This is an opportunity to do that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we get a new job. It can be that we're learning something with how to use our time in a way that really is productive. Okay. And this could be health as well. And then we have Queen of Cups for calmness, contentedness, self-control. Watch our thoughts. So watch our thoughts. Don't let them get too negative. You know, the water may just rush by. Yeah. We have the maturity to do that. We have the insight to do it. Let's do it. And then we have a Tower. Okay, so what with the Tower, Spirit? This is a time to change things. Aw, but the Lover's card. The Garden of Eden. Okay, so with this Tower, you guys, I feel like Spirit is definitely saying, yes, this will change things for a lot of people, and you may lose some people. You may lose someone you know. You know, whether that's someone close to you or more likely someone not close to you. You know, but you may lose someone you know, but know that they are walking in the Garden of Eden. This is what I'm getting. That's a big change for them in their lives. This is a time of change in everybody's life where things will not exactly be the same. And that's okay. Things needed to change. Okay. And Four of Wands. Also, that's recommendations about, well, yes, voting, I suppose. I feel like that's be hopeful about the changes that you can help to affect in our administration, in our government, but also in our own homes. There too, that Four of Wands, make your home your sanctuary. You can increase the well-being, the sense of well-being and stability in your home. That's a 4, that's stability. Good things can happen in your family. Good events can happen in your family that are cause for celebration. So look for those. So again, I feel like we're brought back to you are the primary determiner of the emotional tenor in your home. And regardless of what's going on out there or in the economy or in the world or in the news, you can create an improved emotional atmosphere in your home. Absolutely you can. And in fact, this Tower, the Tower effect on the economy can actually provide a sense of what is most life-giving. See, wands are life-giving, wands are interest, wands are purpose, wands are energy, fire. What is most life-giving to you? And let's establish that well in our lives, in our home life. Yes, 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 yes. These are wonderful cards. They really, really are. You know, the Tower, we know what the Tower is already. I didn't arrange these in any kind of order, you guys. This isn't by month. This is I just picked one after the other. So very, very interesting. But these are actually really nice cards. Absolutely all of them. Because the Tower, we know what that is already, but Spirit is saying it can lead to good changes in your private, personal life. You can turn that into that. Very interesting. All right. Well, thank you all so very much. I hope you have a good day and you can focus on that which is life-giving today. Thank you. Bye-bye.